Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to go through a masterclass in brand design, marketing, product selection, niche selection, and we're going to do that by examining the data behind this 100K a day store. Way more than 100K a day. That's actually a conservative estimate, and I'll show you all the data behind it so that you know that you can trust this video. But you're going to learn a lot in this one. We're going to try to break down every single facet of their business, from their branding, marketing, product design, product bundles, just every little thing, but we're going to try to make it fast. So stay along. I'm sure you'll enjoy this, and let's get right into it. So I'm talking about a Shopify store called the Vanity Planet. It's actually a very famous store. They've been around for a long time. And by using this app called Shop Hunter, which is my go-to intelligence tool here, even though I do cross-reference this data with other sources, for example, they're telling us about 100K plus a day, up to 250K a day sometimes, which is incredible. And other sources such as Pipe Candy are telling us that they're estimated to be doing 50 to 100 million in revenue. So those numbers kind of add up if you think about it. And through Crunchbase, which is another tool I use a lot, it's pretty expensive, but you guys on this channel get to see it for free because that's the kind of value that I like to provide for you. So subscribe to the channel. This tells us that they have up to 250 employees at this company in California too. So that's a lot of different factors that you can consider to know that this data is pretty accurate, okay? Now, simply enough, they're using the Prestige theme. It's a paid theme that you can buy on Shopify. Very, very nice theme. So if you're trying to build a beauty brand like they are, because I'll show you the branding now, and you'll see exactly why they're so successful. But if you're trying to kind of go for a similar vibe, it would be smart to potentially purchase one of these themes like the Prestige theme. It is really nice and it's really easy to use. Now, the first thing that we want to analyze here is obviously their landing page and website. So obviously through their homepage, you see all of the different products that they offer. They're actually a beauty marketplace. They mainly sell tech for skincare, right? So if you're a girl out there, if you're a woman and this interests you a lot, consider building a business in this niche. Even though it's very competitive, there are many ways to compete, and competition is not always a bad thing. In fact, it just shows you that there's a lot of demand. And I think from this website, you can learn a lot in terms of how to design your website to make it look super appealing. And some of their best sellers right now are this product right here. This is one of their main products that they advertise. It's an ionic facial steamer, very popular kind of product. It helps people, steam their face. I mean, you girls out there probably know better than I do. I don't use this stuff, but it looks kind of nice, right? And then this is one of their newer products that they're advertising, or at least starting to internally advertise, which we can see through Shop Hunter. That's why I love this tool. We can see that this one, for example, today has done 9K in sales, this one right here. So this one is starting to pop off, and it's a cordless hot brush. That's all it is. And then they're bundling with other relevant products. Now, you may be thinking, well, can I drop ship this stuff? And yes, I would say yes, you can definitely do it. You can use, AliExpress, CJ Dropshipping, Alibaba, whatever you want to do to build your business. I would say don't overcomplicate it and just start it and test things out and then improve things along the way. That's a better approach than trying to figure out order 1,000 pieces of inventory at like $50. That's going to be like a 5K investment. Start small, right? Like ordering inventory is not a bad idea if you think you can handle it, but start small, order a few units and, sell out, right? And continue to sell even after you sell out. Just reach out to your customers, tell them that you're running a pre-sale now because you ran out of inventory. There's many ways to word it, especially if you use ChatGPT these days. That's something we talk a lot about in the Akemi Discord, which you should definitely join. It's a beautiful, beautiful community, super, super helpful. And a lot of the stuff that I talk about here in terms of the trends, I actually get from our team, the research team here. So definitely something you should consider. Either way, all the links to that will be in the description. What I love most about this brand is obviously their branding, but also the simplicity of it. And I think it's something we can all learn a lot from, especially when it comes to product selection, because a lot of people like to think of a Shopify store as a one product thing and that's it, or a general store where you sell all sorts of products. But I think this is the perfect approach right here to just choose a niche, right? Like beauty electronics, for example, and then just continuously testing products within that niche. That's how you build a brand. And I actually think that way you can compound your data, because that's one thing that we do at my agency. That's our main bread and butter, is meta ads. So that means Instagram ads and Facebook ads. And I would say, right, like one of the main things that helps you succeed with meta ads is data. So when you have more data in your pixel, it does help you gather more customers. So what's really cool is that when, let's say you're testing a product and it fails, if you are willing to stick out this niche in this brand, you can just find another product within that category of products or niche and test that, right? And what happens then is that it has a higher likelihood of success, since you've already been getting data of people that are interested in beauty products. Let's assume in this case that we're using beauty as the niche. And I really love these colors. I mean, that's something else too. There's many ways to innovate, right? Like it could be through colors, it could be through fonts, it could be, through product selection, product bundling. You could just create a bundle as the product, right? Like instead of adding a bundle, you could make the product itself a bundle of products, like a spa bundle, let's say. So that's a really great idea. Now let's move on to the marketing. When we look at this page, I mean, obviously you see that they started a long time ago. Back in 2014 is when they created this page, and they're advertising in many different countries. And interestingly enough, even they have VAs in the Philippines. So there's amazing workers out there that you can get. As you see, their ads are basically their bread and butter. This is how they get a lot of their customers, and of course their Instagram page. They actually get a lot of engagement on Instagram, surprisingly enough. I think it's because of their just beautiful branding and aesthetics. I mean, they just really understand what they're doing as far as actually making an aesthetically pleasing page. And you may think that this doesn't matter, and it really doesn't at the beginning when you're trying to make your first few sales or your first 100K, let's say. But once you want to, scale your business, every detail matters. And I would say that social media is becoming more and more important for brands, especially as brands are starting to become influencers themselves. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that's kind of how it feels like. Like each brand now is its own person. And I think that's a good way to treat your business, and a very successful approach that a lot of other companies are taking, especially on TikTok. But from their ads, we can learn a lot. So static images, that works super well. Videos, that works super well. All these different types of creatives, these are like UGC kind of ads right here. They all work well. So it's important to test different things. Test creatives like this, where it's just an image. You could actually create some beautiful images through Canva that looks super professional. So don't neglect images. I would definitely say that a lot of people neglect images because videos tend to perform better. You can explain a product a lot better through a video, but still, images do work really well. I feel like I'm saying a lot of words now, and you're probably starting to get lost in the sauce of this video. So I'll probably wrap it up right here. I really think that there's so much to learn from this brand, though. We could continue on. I could go for hours about every little detail of this brand, but ultimately it's simple. Really good market, in-demand products, brand them beautifully, create ads that show the value in the products, and continue to test. If a product doesn't work out, test a new one, move on to the next one, try to find innovative products that are unique, and keep it going. Build a business, build a brand that you actually care about, right? That's why I mentioned at the beginning, if you're a woman out there, this may appeal more to you because it's a beauty brand. As a man, I mean, I couldn't really get passionate about this business, right? Because I just don't really understand the needs of someone who would be really into this. I mean, I could learn it and all, but it's not as exciting to me. You can do whatever you want though. Like you can be a man and run a beauty brand. I'm sure actually the CEO of this is probably a guy, but personally, it helps me a lot with my fulfillment if I'm doing things that I actually have a passion for or that I enjoy a lot. That's just my own 2 cents. Either way, this is a totally successful business that you should replicate, or at the very least learn a lot from, take a lot of inspiration from. And if anybody from Vanity Planet is watching, hit me up. I feel like we could do a lot of work with your ads and really scale to the $1 billion mark, but that's besides the point. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.